Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys. Now, I have here the classic Pardon Me in blonde. Now, this is how she will arrive. She comes in our Jaymes Mansfield Beauty drawstring bag, like that. It's got my little face on it. Designed by the wonderful Jonathan Charles Warbeck, who did that for me. Oh my gosh. Now, this is how she will arrive. She has a little bit of perma teasing in her already, and you can brush through her to give her some life. Although, if you want to get it to this is what it should look like when you tease it out. I'm going to show you how to do it. Just some simple, little easy style to do that's going to take you no time at all. This is probably going to be a very short video because honestly, I can whip this bad boy up in minutes. And I designed it this way so that you too can do this as well, as long as you just, dedicate some time and do it. Wig styling shouldn't be hard, and all of my wigs are designed to be styled. Now, here's what we're going to do. This is how the Pardon Me looks. She's based off of a country western singer. Yes. So we are going to tease her up and make a beautiful country western hairstyle to show you the potential of this wig, because it's very versatile. This is just a hairstyle I usually gravitate to. I've also used this wig to do like the bump for Elvira. I made a big old beehive for Halloween. I have also done a bubble cut with this. I double stacked a bubble cut. Loved that because it has that curl pattern in it where it has the nice little wave up top for the 80s and a nice little, pin curl section in the back to give it a nice dressier look if you decide to go that route. First things first, make sure your wig is pinned down to a block. If you're new to wigs, this is a wig block. You can get them anywhere. They're relatively inexpensive. They sell them at any old beauty supply store should have it. Sally's might not, but if you just Google a beauty supply store, you can find it. Otherwise, they're on Amazon. They're readily available there. Probably get it in a few days. They're honestly my biggest recommendation to style hair on. And just regular old sewing pins. Now, what I'm doing here is I've just got a teasing brush, and I'm just teasing at the base a little bit. This wig does not need a whole lot. Like I said, there's already permanent tease in it. All I'm really doing is just adding a little bit more teasing to it. And what we're going to do is just manipulate that teasing as soon as it's done. And once I finish a section, I combine it. Tease, 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 tease. And I'm also going to rework the bang section a little bit because those can be manipulated to frame your face, and I also left them a little longer in case you want to trim them. Just taking the sections of hair and just back combing it. Simple back comb, nothing really complicated. And just combine the sections a little bit so that they can be worked together and made into a style. Because I modeled this hairstyle around country singers of the 1980s towards the 1990s. They wore this sort of hairstyle. And honestly, you only really need to do the top section. The back kind of works in its own, but I'll do the back as well, just so you get an idea of how versatile, how much you can do with this wig. And that's essentially how I'm doing my teasing. I pull a little section, I back comb down, holding it a little snug, back comb, back comb, back comb, other side as well. And I'm basically doing it until the hair just slips through my fingers at the final bits. And we're almost done working the crown section. I'm just gonna work this small little section here of the crown, and I'll be right back and show you how to do the back. All right, we are back. Now I teased that little section of the crown here that was left, and all I'm doing now is I'm going to start doing the back. Now, starting from the bottom of the crown, you take little sections and you push it down like that to build up teasing in the crown to help give you more lift. And we start doing the back section the same way. And this one, depending on the length of the hair, is dependent on how much teasing you put into it. Because if we're going for, that classic 1980s, why'd you come in here looking like that kind of hair? You don't want to over tease it and overwork it to where you have no ends to work with. Because you still got to be able to style something after it's all said and done. You just want to create a big old ball of puff. And as you can see already, like the top of this already got a lot of volume packed into it because with the combination of teasing and the air from the teasing, because the way I designed the wigs is there's lots of tracks on the top of the crown that already have a lot of perma tease in them. So all you have to do is just do a little bit more teasing and the hair lifts even more. They're designed to get you big hair with very little effort. So my main clientele is drag queens and girls that do burlesque and such like that. So hair for the stage has to be a bit more showy. Special event kind of hair should always make a statement. Because a lot of these are classic styles, like this is sort of a mullet shag, and that is really coming back in style. And these classic looks don't go out of style. I'm not taking too many tracks. You don't want to pull too many tracks from different areas because it's going to mess you up. So I have 2-3 tracks right here. 1, 2, 3. And a good grip about 2 inches. Like I said, until that hair starts to disappear from your fingers. And if a certain section isn't big enough, just repack it. That's all you gotta do. Just re-tease it a little bit. Like I said, the wig doesn't need that much. The last thing I want is for you to buy one of my wigs and have it be a huge undertaking. That's not the way they're designed. The back goes the quickest because honestly, you don't have to do that much teasing to the back. All of the real height and lift and shape comes from the crown and a little bit of this section here in the mid. The very nape and everything, you can honestly leave unteased if you want to. I do it just to have a little bit more balance, but if you want length and everything like that, that's just something to consider. It's all a matter of taste. And to break down the teasing for you, all I'm doing here is I'm doing a light flicking motion to push the hair down to the base where the track is sewn in. Think of it this way, I'm creating a cloud of hair, not a nest. There is a certain section of teasing this that may require a bit of nesting. The rest of this, a nice little cloudy tease should be all you need to get the nice shape you want. Now, one thing you can do for the bangs if you don't feel like clipping them is this. This is where I talk about the nesting. I simply brush through it a little bit and I grab the section of the bangs with a little bit of force, not too much. I push it down like that to pack it to the roots, and that's nesting the hair. Another technical term for it is the French lace. We are basically combining the hair together with teasing so that you can shape it for a hairstyle. And that will create a bang that can be shaped, and you can also make the bangs shorter that way without having to clip them. Now, for the styling part, I'm going to reset a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, now for the style. I'm just taking a pick and I'm going to pack down the hair a little bit more on the top just to make sure that teasing is nice and at the base. This is gonna help with the shape and balance of the hair. Okay, that's all you really need to do. Not a whole lot. Now, for the style out, I'm gonna use my teasing brush. You can also use a regular brush too. I'm just gonna hit the ends. So, I'm hitting the ends of the hair like that. Show you. Brushing through the ends. And that's already smoothing out to something really interesting. And just comb through the ends of the hair and play around with it. And there should be a fun little style starting to come together and form with it. The ends of the hair, you can play around with those curls and tell a story with those. Bottom of it too. There's beautiful curls to work into. And if ever a section comes unteased, you can just re-tease it and pack it down with that pick again. And all I'm doing here is I'm just molding the hair so that one will cover the bang area and the sideburns, as well as be nice and big and a flattering hairstyle to all. All right, now the hair is starting to shape up to something really pretty, so I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of hairspray just to create a little bit of friction in the hair. Spray it from a distance, you don't wanna overload it. Tame down any flyaways. Your hands, the heat from your hands should help do that. Now with our brush, we can go through the ends and tame them. What I do is I brush them into a motion where they're all going the same direction, and then you can break it up with your fingers and hairspray to give it a bit more personality so it's not all so, uniform, because that's what will set the hairstyle apart to make it not so 50s and make it more 80s. See, and now it's a nice uniform style. We can go through with our fingers and break them up a bit and just push them around, and that'll create a nice messiness that gives a playfulness to the hair. Don't be afraid to go with your fingers too and push up certain sections. And see, that is very playful now. Very fun, very 80s. Spray the front section again. And the front created a nice beautiful wave with the bangs and everything here. So it's a nice little face framing. You also can manipulate that to create certain lift and height in certain areas. You can create like big on one side, small on the other, or just a big round football helmet. It's up to you, completely your own taste. But this is just one style you can do. There's been plenty of things you can do with this wig to be completely versatile and have fun with it. Spray it with a little bit of glue spray. I'm only gonna really focus on this section here because that's the section that I wanna stay big. And just inspect it for areas that need a bit more height. And like I said, the air we packed into there is gonna be doing a lot of the work that the teasing won't have to. And for easy maintenance, you just use a pick to get the height up again if you're traveling with this hair. But this is essentially the finished style. It's super, super easy, and it took me no time at all to do it. That is her. Now, I can tell you all about this hair, but I'm going to try her on so you see what it looks like on a human head. I'll be right back. Welcome back. This is how the hair should look. The final result, all I do is a little bit of zhuzhing with the bangs and re-tease them for my own face. But honestly, you can cut them or do that teasing trick like I showed you. But this is the hairstyle you can get from one single pardon me. Look at the height. Yes! Now, this is so much fun to do. I always enjoy styling my own wigs because, I don't know, I love showing you folks like the stuff that me and Ernie have come up with to really give Jaymes Mansfield Beauty its own kind of identity. And this is the kind of stuff I love to do, is basically hairstyles that you can achieve with minimal effort. I want you guys to start trying hairstyling and teasing and creating your own styles. And if I can create a nice foundation for you folks, that just makes me even more happy. But this is the Pardon Me in Classic Blonde. I do have it available in black, and I may also have more colors coming in the near future, so stay tuned for those. But in the meantime, use this as a guideline if you get the Pardon Me, and a fun, easy style you can do for yourself, and maybe expand upon it, you know? Do something even better. Stack 3 on top of each other. Create like a gigantic drag wig. Do whatever you want. Your creativity, it's all yours. Now, thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye!